So we have Jamie and Mike. So I don't want to interrupt them, but yeah, they're doing an awesome talk, and they're going to teach people how to tune their rig and what to look for things that could be problematic. So kind of fun that we get to do this, and we got some awesome students here. So yeah, fun stuff. So this is our first course. The next one is on Saturday.
Talking about the causes and how these things develop over time, and then also some of the stresses that have also created it. I think it's good just to touch on stainless steel is a big feature on boats and rely on it for a lot. And it's important just to know a couple of fundamental things and how it works. And that is, it's an alloy. It's made up of a number of different elements. And in there, there's chromium as one of the elements. And chromium mixes with oxygen, and it creates this little microscopic, you're rigging, the type of lubricants you're using can compromise the surface of some of these metals. Also some of the cleaning products too. I am starch against on your will shale out basically more than 12 times in size before it goes to dust. Aluminum about 7 times in size. I've had boats that I've gone to review. I had a guy down in Marina Riviera. There's another type of, what is it called? Bronze rot. And that's if it's been exposed to oxygen and chloride. It's less common, but the bronze will literally have pieces breaking off of it.
What about a through hole?
Possible. And work hardening is when stainless steel has been worked or bent or heated up, and it gets so hard it actually gets to the point where it's brittle. And with rigging, what you want to do is look for the alignment between different linking parts. So chain plates to shrouds. We can see on this one there's a slight, not bad. They bend over fine, they're easy. The next time you tweak your rig, you make them straight, you pull it out, you put it back again. It's a little bit harder, and by the third time you're wrestling with the thing to get the legs to bend out or not. Yeah, it's beautiful. Now the one I got a good note for you guys. There's actually so much fun. At least I made an attempt at washering on the chain plate. I don't know how many boats I just, we go through them literally weekly, where we'll come on and I'll go and do a rig survey for them, and I go, well, you've got no washers, and sure enough, the toggle will be right up against one side. Scratch it, your dodgers, your sail covers, and then sailcloth. It's a little tough to tell UV damage, but discoloration is an indicator. If you see pinholes through the sail, that's an indicator. And if you get a tear in your sail and you want to gauge how far the UV damage is, tear it more. Be brave. It's okay. You already have a tear in your sail. And if it tears easily, it's gone. It's toast. I've done so many sails where somebody, middle of the Indian Ocean, people are like, there's a little tear in my sail, can you come and check it? Do this, and they're like, no, don't do that. It's like, sorry, it doesn't matter. The sail is done. Your UV covers, generally you're looking at an acrylic cover with proper UV cover. So it can be a lighter acrylic like this, or it can be like your umbrella that you've got it covered. Another thing on sail care, really important, especially the mainsail, is covering is super important. The leach of the mainsail is the part of the main that takes the majority of the load, and is also the one that, when it's put away, is the most exposed to UV damage. Now you see this sail is flaked very nicely on top, but here's a good foot of leach that if this sail isn't covered, is totally burning. So when you're inspecting a sail, it's definitely look at the back of your back pockets and look in through your leach area. The last thing you want to do is lose the leach of the main. When you pull on your main sheet, you're loading, it's generating a whole bunch of load down the back end of the sail. The load is along the leech and parallel to the leech. So those yarns are big. They've got lots of polyester fiber in them. They're big bundles. The UV damages the outer fibers, but the inner one has some protection, so it maintains some of its strength. But the warp yarns that go across are much smaller, and those are the ones that suffer. And so you often will get tears that are perpendicular to the leech or parallel to the seam, parallel to the length of the panel. And that's when you tear it a little bit more, and it's like tissue paper. It's because those little tiny yarns, they get damaged on the outside. There's no protected inside, and they're done. Take it off and look at what's behind there. I did this on a boat in the Anchorage a couple of weeks ago, and there was a hole about this big, sort of quarter-sized hole in there. So what you do with mast and boom fittings, where you've got such a big difference in the galvanic scale, is they have to be isolated from each other. With fasteners, the only reasonable way to do that is something like Tef gel. I find is the best stuff. Goop up the threads, put it in, but Tef gel only lasts about 5 years. Lanacoat's good, anything like that, and it keeps them separated. But the larger the surface area of dissimilar metal, you use something else. You can use, in a pinch, you can use flexible cutting board is good. It's polyethylene, and you're separating, electrically, you're separating the two metals, and then there is absolutely no issue. I do see that on this step, I thought I saw, maybe I'm wrong, it looked like they did bend this one properly, but I might be wrong. I see a whole bunch of white behind it too. But there's a whole bunch of mixed metals going on. And it's something very important here. I'm pretty much 95% sure they've got some major straight current that's been running really wrong in the ground on this boat. But that said, with all the mix of metals that are going on, it's pretty much a daily attitude that you should be washing this stuff down, vinegaring, getting everything back to base, and try to stop the battery. You know, we got an active battery here. Just crazy to look at. Yeah, disconnect from the dust. Yeah. Through hull fitting, touch something on the negative DC side of the boat. Yeah. See if there's current. Change through hull fittings. If the boat is bonded, you can touch the bonding strip and see if you're getting, 0.2 volts, 0.5 volts. If you're getting more than just really trace amounts of voltage, there's straight current. Start switching things off and see if the numbers change. If the numbers change, figure out why that device is putting voltage through straight parts of the boat. A strop. You make a line that goes around, make an eye, around your arm, and so the main sheet is attached to that, and if it's pulling this way because you're going downwind, it's centering up here. You go the other way and it slides under and pulls out on the center of the cross section of the boom. So it's going to basically do this. It's going to come around. Yeah. It's loading this way, and now it's loading that way. Without changing anything.
Yep, and look at racing boats. Racing boats, they spend a lot more time at figuring out how to reduce friction, how to simplify systems, use less metal and things that are going to fail. And they have rotation. They don't stress out the gooseneck. All these little subtleties, they're better, they're simpler, but cruisers we're kind of slow to that, coming around to that. But really a lot of simple things.
How would you fix that? And what was it that you were replacing, whether it was bronzer thing that was putting in instead?
Oh, in the bushing?
Yeah, the bushing.
It's called an oil light bushing. That's for the gooseneck.
And in general, we can put just a single eye in place.
Awesome seminar. I love this workshop. So we're just about ready to finish up here. Check it.
And get upstairs, check through where this rigging's going in on the spreaders and so on. Check the shivs.